Tottenham beat Leeds at Ellen Road 2-1 as Tottenham become the first team to win at Ellen Road in over a year, and also ending Tottenham's curse the game before an international break. So many positives. Tottenham win the first game on Saturday. Today's video will be analysing that win with your short little review, so stay tuned till the end. If you're new, please like and subscribe. I was actually at work for this game, so I've just seen highlights, I've seen clips, and I've analysed the stats. But for me, you don't need to watch the game to know the importance and significance of this victory. And some people go, huh? What are you talking about, Harry? Leeds United. But just a quick summary here. 3 points we've got from this Leeds win. Winning the first game on Saturday, moving up to second as things stand in the Premier League table at the time recorded and when the game finished. Breaking our awful international record. This is something that's really important. Last 7 times the game before an international break, we lost. We lost all 7 of them. Thomas Frank shared that with his group. He said his motivation, well, it clearly worked. Tell getting that goal, I think he massively needed that confidence boost. So it's so important Tell got that goal. He started and scored. Kudus getting his first goal. He's had a great start to us this season. It's been a great signing. Has finally got his deserved goal. And that means, well, that doesn't mean, not because of that, but Kudus also got an assist, which makes him he has the most assists in the Premier League so far this season. And we're the first team to win at Ellen Road in over a year. So they're just some of the reasons why this is hugely significant. Because this had banana skin and slip up written all over it before the game had even begun. Just before the international break, being Tottenham, the fact that we've drawn the last few games, Leeds United at Ellen Road. And mark my words, come back to this, bookmark this, clip this, whatever you want to do. Teams are going to struggle at Ellen Road this year. I'll go as far as saying I think you'll struggle to find more than 2 or 3 teams max that will win at Ellen Road this year. I'm thinking maybe City and Arsenal as well as Tottenham, and might be one other that they slip up. Leeds United look a lot stronger. They spent 100 million under Daniel Farke, and they look very solid defensively and look better and better offensively. Still can't quite finish their dinner, but they're creating and they're play like today. I thought they played really well from bits that I've seen and bits that I've heard, but that's a huge win. There's no doubt about it, and some people won't understand the significance of it. I think for Tell as well to score, that's significant. And I just think the fact that we go ahead that 23rd minute and then 34th minute quite quickly. So that's what 11 minutes later, Leeds pin us back. It could have very easily dropped heads and been behind at half time, but we've done well to see it through at half time. Just 1-1. It's frustrating, of course. We would have wanted to be in ahead. I think when you take the lead in the 23rd minute, you always hope that you're ahead at half time. But there's a big chance Leeds had in that second half through Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it's a big save by Vicario. Again, don't underestimate the importance of that save. I'm giving it a big talk today, but I think it's really important because that goes in. It's the noise at Ellen Road. Ellen Road's a tough place to go. Leeds United are tough. Any newly promoted team away from home is tough to play, and that sounds crazy, right? Because they were in the Championship last year, but there's just something about it. From now till kind of this international break, or as far as to Christmas, probably just before that, we're saying till about now, newly promoted teams that first half a dozen, 6-8 games of the season are tough, in particular away from home. But Leeds United just add something to it. The noise they create there, I think it did help us as a lunchtime kickoff, looking at that side of things, but for Leeds goal, and for what player he's been, what signing he's been as well for them. I think Vicario will be disappointed. I think it's a good reaction to him, probably sees it late, but I think he'll be looking back at that and feel a little bit disappointed. But it didn't matter in the end. I mean, Tell has very nicely taken goal. We got in the 23rd minute to open the deadlock for both sides. He did take a deflection, but still, it doesn't matter how it goes in. He needed that, and it's still a really good strike. I think he shows real instinct and he takes the shot with confidence, actually, to be honest with you. And we're never going to know if he didn't go in or not, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that goal by Noah Okafor was quite an easy goal in the end, but a good move it was by Leeds. And that goal by Mohamed Kudus was fantastic. It's a solo move, isn't it? Let's be totally honest with you. And it's an amazing finish. I looked at it and thought, I think it's taken deflection. It's so good of a shot, but no, it wasn't. Perfectly in the corner. But stats say that Leeds did dominate, or certainly had their fair share of the game. They had 57% of the ball compared to Tottenham's 43%. XG, according to a couple of football apps, are all slightly different, but XG looks something like Leeds 1.66 and Tottenham 0.52. And that XG means expected goals, but that suggests, of course, Leeds should have scored more, if anything at all. It could have been 1-0, for example. But that tells me that Tottenham are clinical, and that's something we haven't been in recent weeks. So I'll absolutely take that. I'd rather win a game where we haven't been at our best than play really well, look really good, but lose. And I know the performance is important long run, the performance is more important, but the result is what matters in football. Some would say, yes, okay, Harry, but they would catch up with you eventually, if you keep putting in poor performances. That's very true, but we were a game-by-game basis team, and I'm totally sold on Thomas Frank. I was already. I wanted him before we appointed Andrew Postecoglou, to give you some context. So if you're not already sold on him, I think you should be after this win. And I know it's only Leeds United, and yes, they will be in a relegation battle, but at this stage of the season, that feels such a significant win. Get involved in the comments below with man of the match. It's not fair to me to say when I haven't seen the game, but Kudus to seem like an obvious one. But thank you very much for watching. Hope I made a good kind of review of this game, all things considered, because I was working today in a cafe I do one Saturday every 2 weeks. Every other Saturday, unfortunately, this did fall, which it very rarely does, to be fair, when Tottenham played. So thank goodness it wasn't a home game, so it wouldn't be able to be there as a season ticket holder. I always make sure that it doesn't clash with the home games, it's away from home. And we got the win, so I'll certainly be watching the full game, so I've taped it a little bit later. But thank you very much for watching. Get involved in the comments below what you thought of that win, whether you're a football fan, Tottenham fan, or Leeds fan. But Leeds are going to be alright this season, I think. They, of course, will be in that scrap, that fight, but I think they'll stay up. They have enough in it to have too much fight. I think their home record's going to be crucial. If I'm going to be bold, I think Leeds probably only lose another one game this season at Ellen Road, and I think it's probably going to be Arsenal, let's say. I really think it's going to be a case of that. Of course, they only play 10 games at home, but I think they're only going to lose 2 of them, and I think they'll probably win like 4 and draw the rest. Honestly, I think they're going to have a really good record at home this year, and I'm just totally sold on that, and I think they'll be okay. But thank you very much for watching. But also, last thing, Daniel Farke's learned a lot of lessons for his time in the Premier League at Norwich for me. A lot more backing, a lot more understanding of you can't play the same way in the Championship than the Premier League. That's how I feel. But I stop waffling now. I hope you enjoyed the video. A massive come on, you Spurs. Massive 3 points going into the dreaded international break.